Coach, last year you guys started conference play 0-5. To start conference play 1-0 this year, your first year at the helm, what does that mean?
Is everything a reminder?
Sorry.
I, I'm not sure. I think it's just good to win, right? I think it's good to protect our home court. That's the main thing. What I get from it, you have an opportunity for your conference opener at home, and I think the main objective is to make sure you come out of there with a win. Because now it's a standings game, right? The non-conference was, this conglomerate of teams you play from the east, from the west, from the north. But now there's a certain format and standings that go with conference play, and every win that you can get is a big one.
Coach, how would you kind of assess the effort on the glass? I mean, especially with Jay, Sean, David, it seemed like they set the tone rebounding-wise and kind of led the way in that regard.
I mean, you said it, a big time effort was one of our keys. That team, Rhode Island, has been playing at an unbelievable pace, right? One of the fastest pace in the country, highly efficient on offense. The worst thing you can do is give them second chances at the rim. I think we held them to 4 offensive rebounds. That's an unbelievable number right there. And then on the flip side, we attacked the glass. So we held down both ends of the rebounding, and they're a really good rebounding team. They've been all non-conference, but I thought, if you just talk about the rebounding, it's an area that we held tight, and I thought we dominated on the glass.
Drew, at halftime I had somebody say to me, we're pretty good if we can play defense the way we played in the first half. It's no secret that you guys haven't scored too well in the beginning of the year, but I know you wanted to hang your hat maybe on the defense. How much does that excite you and maybe energize the team when you guys hear that type of thing? And how much do you preach that in practice to try to just wear that on your sleeve?
Yeah, it's our culture, it's part of our identity when it comes to style of play. We want to compete on the defensive end every night. We want to be tough and disciplined. So any compliments, we'll take them. And I think our guys are feeding off the stops, and it's helping us offensively too. The more stops, when we complete possessions and finish the way we did rebounding the basketball, it allows the offense to come a little bit easier. And guys are taking pride. That I think that's really a huge key. Guys are taking pride. Even when they make mistakes, I'm getting, coach, that's my bad. They're pointing at me like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. And they're doing that with their teammates too. So there's a level of responsibility and accountability that's happening on the court, which wasn't there at the beginning of the year, but it's growing and it's progressing, and that's a good sign to see.
Anytime you have a technical foul or any stoppage like that, it's emotional moments. Just what does it say about the maturity of your guys to have each other's back and move on as a team?
Yeah, you always got to be able to get to the next play. That technical is not something that we want. Trey Dinkins, he's competing, and sometimes, we have to be able to level out our emotions. He let the flow of the game, whatever the caused it, he let his frustrations boil over. It happens. No one's perfect. I myself, when I played, I got kicked out of game before, so I've been there. But at the end of the day, he knows that one's on him, and he has to be better from it. But I do like how we responded as a team. We didn't let that moment dictate how the rest of the game was going to go. We responded right away. We recovered from the mistake that was made, and we were able to pull through.
You guys went from losing the first 5 games to winning 6 out of 8, and on a 4-game winning streak, and have won the first game in the A-10. what is more of a confidence builder to you? What was the secret of your confidence building going down the stretch in terms of getting this win and confidence that will bring down the road as you play Davidson in your second game in the A-10?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a secret because I think I've said it before that our team is resilient, that I believe in what we have in the room, and that there's certain things I will come here after games. There were certain things I like what we did, and we have to progress. You know, I mentioned even during those losses, there were key parts where I think we failed. We missed free throws. We didn't get stops. Just some early season woes. It could have easily turned the other way, and we could have won those games. But more importantly was to be able to acknowledge win or loss, you know, what was good and what we needed to improve on. And in that stretch of not winning those games, you know, as a staff, you have to be careful on what you put on your guys, you know. And it was important for us as a staff to let our team know that we're growing with them, that we're going through this with them, and we're here to work, because that's all you can do.
There might have been a similar question, but you know, like, I hate to bring up the past, but like the second half defensively hasn't been great. What did you say at halftime today to keep the defense in check against again a really good offensive Rhode Island team? What did you say at halftime to make sure the team stayed calm, collected, and confident?
So we talked about some of the issues, right? Because even though I thought we played a good first half of defense, that last 4-minute stretch, we gave some things away, right? We gave some duck-ins, some things in transition. That segment could easily move right into the second half. But we talked about it, and it's basically a challenge. I just challenged the group. Listen, we know what the mistakes were, right? We know where we can be better. So what do y'all want to do? You know, can we rise to the occasion and become better? And I think our group is accepting of that challenge and understanding, like, we did give some away. We did make some mistakes. How can we improve? How can we change that? And even the start of the second half, you know, I thought Rhode Island, they came out running. They pressed us on defense. They got the ball in the paint. But I thought over time we were able to get some key stops in there.
Well, Eli Wilborn getting the start, that's now the 9th different player that gotten the start for you guys. Did you, as a first-year head coach, envision to switch the lineup as much as you have? And especially considering it's your first year, was there any concerns that you may have potentially alienated someone who may have anticipated starting a lot? And have you seen there been any issues with those decisions?
No, because our group understands at the core of it that it's standards over feelings, right? And we have certain standards that we have to uphold. I'm up front, you know, and there's reasons that the lineup has changed. You know, sometimes we had to make some different suggestions that we think can, you know, improve our team or help us, right? I thought there was a period of time where we weren't getting off to great starts. So it was worth changing and taking a different look. And tonight Eli steps up when Chabi is out. You know, so we've had some different lineups due to injuries as well too. So, you know, what's the most important thing, right? Starting the game is just a segment of the game. It's just a segment. Now it makes you feel good. It's an honor to start, right? You see your name on the board. I get that. There's a privilege. And feeling that you get from starting a game, but when you check in, your minutes are your minutes. You know, that doesn't change, right? Your opportunity is your opportunity, so what are you going to do with it? And I think our guys have gotten past the feeling and the emotions about seeing their name and having their number called, and understand, like, I call your number too when I tell you to get off the bench and get ready to go in the game. And that's the most important thing. What are you doing? What are your actions? What do your minutes mean when you're out there on the floor? And being able to rotate through the lineup and have guys provide and step up in those opportunities shows me the maturity in them of being willing to accept it and understanding that they just have to be ready to play.
Coach, after the first or second game, you and Jake DeMichael said something along the lines of we weren't seeing enough players making hustle plays, diving for the loose ball, all of that. There was no shortage of hustle plays from your guys in this game today. How key has that been as you guys have gotten ready for conference season and been on this 4-game winning streak?
Yeah, I mean, certain possessions maybe to the fans, to everyone else, they seem like this perfect defensive possession, right? A lot of times we probably made 3 or 4 mistakes. And what me and Jake said is true. It's about the multiple efforts, right? So can we cover up the mistake? A lot of the defensive possession is us covering up a mistake that was made. And we call it fixing. You gotta fix, you gotta fix, you gotta fix. And I think part of that was just getting better and understanding more, rotation and where to go, and then just having the mindset of getting the job done. I thought early in the year, they wanted to be right so bad. They didn't want to let me down, that we would make a mistake on defense and they would stop playing, their head would drop, right? And I think we've gone past that we've gotten past that stage a little bit.
Drew, obviously when we talked during the summer, Jakob and David were banged up a little bit. As they've found their form, how non-coincidental is it that the team has found its form as well?
Well, it was something that as a staff we were looking forward to, their improvement. I think Dave has started to find his rhythm. You know, I think coming off the bench has been better for him. It was a conversation we had. Dave came to me and said, "Coach, I think I should come off the bench." Right? That just shows what type of character, what type of winner Dave is, right? To come to the coach. Now I may have been thinking the same thing, but he came to me and was like, "Coach, man, I think I should come off the bench." Right? I don't really have it right now. And he's allowed himself to gain confidence and play, and he just doesn't care, right? He didn't care that he didn't start today. He made there was no struggle. He was like, "Yeah, I thought Eli would start." You know, he's just here to win, and he's here to contribute. And then Jakob just had to implore him to be more aggressive, and I think that's the biggest key. He's playing with more confidence. He's playing more aggressively. We're getting more looks involved in the offense, and he's showing you just his skill set, his talent.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.